Hello. Did you know that 94% of consumers have avoided shopping with a company because of their negative online reviews? From personal experience, I can tell you that before I consider dining at any restaurant, I check the restaurant's online reviews and comb through the comments on those reviews. Online reviews can serve as the perfect answer to why should I dine at this restaurant versus the other options that are in town. Or online reviews can also tell the customer why they should not dine at your restaurant. This is why we at Felder, Wirth and Company prioritize our restaurant partners' online presence, and we comb through and really analyze their online reviews and profiles on sites such as Google, Yelp, and beyond. Felder, Wirth and Company came to be much like most other firms. A group of passionate problem solvers saw gaps in the food industry and wanted to provide solutions to bridge those gaps. In 1999, we set out on a mission to develop solutions that enhance how customers experience restaurants around the world. At Felder, Wirth & Co., we focus on your restaurant and the communities that your customers live, work, and dine in. We find that when we focus on the restaurant owner and the restaurant's customer base first, we are able to provide solutions that are most aligned to the restaurant's core values. We have worked with diverse range of restaurants representing local flavors to chain franchises and some of the world's most renowned Michelin-rated restaurants. We pride ourselves on our you-first approach and have the accolades to prove our strategies work. Accolades such as the 2022 Atlanta Business Chronicle's Top 100 Consulting Firms, Forbes 2022 Best Workplaces, and Atlanta Business Journal's Top 100 Places to Work in 2023 as well. Furthermore, our partners and clients make up over 75% of the Atlanta Business Chronicle's top 100 restaurants to eat at. We know the importance of our mission and work hard every day to ensure we continue to provide restaurant owners, such as yourselves, the solutions that are best suited for them and the future of their business. My name is Matthew Sutton, and I am the Senior Associate Director of Culinary Partnerships here at Felder, Wirth & Company. For the past 8 years, I've partnered with more than 150 restaurants to provide them with the resources and solutions they need to enhance their customers' dining experience. I find that by building up the online reputation of our partner restaurants, we see short-term return on investment that allows us the time needed to create more sustainable solutions for the restaurant. As I'm sure you will agree, time is the most valuable asset there is. Therefore, we at Felder, Wirth & Company strive to create solutions that help the restaurant owner spend more time on the restaurant's operations, staff, and other day-to-day tasks, and less time on building an online reputation. Now that you know a little bit more about me and Felder, Wirth & Co., let's take a look at your restaurant, Boxcar Atlanta. Boxcar Atlanta specializes in providing American-style cuisine with a hint of that Atlanta flavor. Since 2009, Boxcar Atlanta has been providing the Southwest Atlanta community with some of the best burgers, pasta, and short rib in town. Boxcar Atlanta gives its customers an opportunity to experience the historic West End while taking in the West End Beltline and other microbreweries that make this part of town famous. As we well know, Atlanta is not short on American-style cuisine restaurants, and just within a 10-mile radius, Boxcar Atlanta has 3 key competitors. These 3 competitors include Kitchen at Wildhaven West Inn, Pont City Market, and Marlowe's Tavern. Each offer similar menu items and are in some ways more accommodating to larger customer groups, and seem to have better reviews around that dinner time hour. But Boxcar can offer customers a more local experience, and with Felder, Wirth and Company's partnership, Boxcar will provide customers a holistic dining experience that is the talk of Atlanta. Now, how exactly will Boxcar Atlanta put themselves above other restaurants in Atlanta? First, we're going to take a look at the strengths that Boxcar currently has. As we can see from Veronica, or goes by Ronnie, she states, went here for lunch, and our waitress Jessica and Scott were amazing. The food was so tasty, highly recommend the loaded fries for an appetizer. This is a wonderful review to have on your Google page and up at the top of your page as customers are looking for a place to eat. Veronica is telling the community and telling your customer base that the lunch service is fantastic, specifically shouting out staff members Jessica and Scott. This tells us that one of the strengths of Boxcar Atlanta is the lunchtime hour. From the staff care to the quality of food, it's a holistic experience that the customer will enjoy. The second strength that we're going to look at is the atmosphere. From Tiffany Williams' review on your Google page, I loved this place. My waiter was very attentive, the food was great, the atmosphere was very open and welcoming, and the music playlist was on point. They had me jamming to all my favorite songs. Again, another wonderful piece of Boxcar Atlanta is that welcoming and open atmosphere that Tiffany enjoyed. This is something that other customers will look into when they read this review and know that this is a place that they can go to for a nice Friday or even Saturday night dinner. The third and final strength that we're going to review is the quality of food. So many reviews on Boxcar's online profile state that the food quality is incredible. We pulled Tony's review here because we love the shout out that we see about the short ribs. Tony states the short ribs are the best thing on the menu, and as an app, the house-made chips with blue cheese is off the charts. Again, as we look over the online profile for Boxcar on Google and Yelp, we do see a lot of shout outs, but this one in particular is so awesome because they are shouting out a particular menu item that may appeal to other customers who enjoy the short ribs or are looking for that house-made chip that's going to make them feel at home. As you can see in Tony's review, we pulled some of the pictures that they posted, which makes the food look even more appetizing, and I gotta tell you, makes me want to go to Boxcar right now. Now that we've taken a look at all the strengths of Boxcar and all the wonderful things that it has going to put it above its competition, it's important to look at the weak spots, or the white spaces as we call them here at Felder, Wirth & Co., to better understand how we can really put Boxcar above all the competition in Atlanta. One of the weak points that we've noticed from the reviews on Boxcar's online portfolio is the time it takes when placing an order for pickup. Reading from Brandon's review, he states that I placed an order for pickup, I got a text that the order was received, but then I never received a text that my order was done. I waited for 45 minutes, then once I decided to just show up, my order was wrong, cold, and had allergy items I noted in the order. This is a weak point, and we certainly don't want this on Boxcar's online portfolio, because this might deter people from making those online pickup orders, or if they're in a crunch and need food in a blast, it may deter them from going with Boxcar as their pickup option. The second weakness that we're going to highlight with you today is the lack of speed and quality customer service during the busy times or the busy hours of the business. As we look at Lena Lee's review here, she states she stopped by for dinner before the Lantern Parade Saturday night. Thank God I made it a reservation in advance. Service was the slowest I've ever experienced. Got seated at 6 p.m. but didn't get our food until 8:10 p.m. and the food wasn't even good. Their system was down apparently. They offered us a $10 off our next visit, but I'm not coming back. Now, this review is painful for a number of reasons for the online reputation. One, we of course don't want a bad review on the online profile for Boxcar, but also with her stating that she would not return and the food quality did not match the disservice that she received, this will deter customers from choosing this during a Saturday night out, or again, looking at times that are busier for dinner hours. The third and final weakness that we're going to highlight with you today is the lack of leadership qualities and managerial staff. We pulled Calvin's review of the restaurant because we thought this was a great highlight for the overall comments that we saw. Calvin states, it was a great place and great atmosphere. However, the manager should take the mental health of their servers seriously by not talking to them like they're animals. We all are experiencing crisis and hardships, but being in leadership positions require time and space to be more gentle with those working during these times. I absolutely couldn't agree with Calvin more, and I think Calvin brings up a great point for the restaurant to focus on. By providing leadership staff with more opportunities to build their leadership skills, that is going to transpire into the rest of the staff and ultimately is going to enhance the customer experience at Boxcar. But the good news is there's a solution for every weakness. And focusing on the three weaknesses we talked about, pulling the first one down around the pickup order issue that Brandon stated in his review, we see an opportunity for Boxcar to invest in a platform that will help the customer track their order so that they get regular updates on when their food is being prepared, when it's being boxed, and when they should head to the store to receive their pickup order. Companies like NCR and other fintech companies provide incredible platforms that can help with these issues. You can also look at third-party platforms such as Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Poshmark to see if that's a way that can alleviate some of these resources from the staff and why they can focus on the operations happening within the restaurants and let the platform and third-party companies handle more of the pickup orders and delivery orders. We will find that this is a short-term ROI for the company, and though it may be an investment overhead, it will also provide sustainable resources that will help grow the business's online reputation. The second weakness we looked at was the comment from Lena Lee about the speed at which she was served during that Saturday night hour, that dinner hour. From 6 to 8 p.m. she was in the store and didn't have a great experience. One of the opportunities that Boxcar has in this space is to really analyze the busy hours of the restaurant. When are the peak hours of business, and how is it that we can squeeze in maybe a 2 to 3 hour shift during that time where you can provide employees a chance to work a shorter shift but with a larger flow of traffic, meaning higher tips that may come into them. Again, in the short term, this may look as an overhead cost, but what this is going to do is this is going to create more feedback from your customers around speedy service and around service where they're getting food that is nice and warm and good quality, which in turn is going to help with the new customer acquisition process, creating a more sustainable long-term solution for the business. So by opening up 2 to 3 shifts during those busy peak hours of the business, we'll find that the speed of the service is up and ultimately the customer's experience is going to be more enriched because of that. The third weakness that we looked at was from Calvin's feedback from his review, where he stated that he noticed a manager was speaking down to the staff. Again, this can be a little bit demeaning to the staff, which means employee retention will go down. A lack of leadership always leads to a quiet quitting kind of atmosphere and culture at the restaurant. Boxcar has the opportunity to provide team building experiences from volunteering in the community, to providing leadership workshops to its managers to teach them how to best manage staff that are under stress or that are feeling neglected in some way, shape, or form. By doing this and by providing these resources to the staff, Boxcar will see a turnaround not only in the leadership qualities and skills in the managers, but in also the culture of the staff, and really building this culture around teamwork and by bringing everyone together to be a blessing instead of a burden. Now that we've looked at the opportunities at how we can solve some of the weaknesses highlighted in reviews, it's important to also look at the immediate threats that Boxcar is facing. One of the top priorities at Boxcar at the moment that we see in the reviews has to be around employee scheduling. It seems that the lunch hour shifts are going fantastic. The staff is all in footstep with each other. The food quality is high, but when it gets to those busier times of the day, we see the quality of service go down, we see the quality of food go down. By really analyzing the busy hours of the restaurant, analyzing the schedule, who are the key players in creating a successful experience for customers, and maybe who are some of the ones that need a little bit of boost from those key players. By pairing up those employees and that staff on shifts that are busiest, we will find that we will see an immediate ROI from customer satisfaction as well as online reputation from positive reviews that maybe can swing around reviews that we saw, such as Lena's when she came in at 6 p.m. but didn't even receive her food until 8. Again, this is one of those immediate threats that if we don't focus on the employee schedule and really finding a way to stretch the resources in the best way possible, the online reputation for Boxcar is going to continue to decline in those busier hours. The second immediate threat that is important to highlight is that other competitors in the area seem to be getting really positive reviews around the quality and warmness of their food. Some of the reviews that Boxcar is receiving on pickup orders to busy time orders and even some of the lunch orders is that the food is coming out a little lukewarm to cold. Now, at Boxcar, we know there's heating lamps right in the window kitchen area. Maybe by monitoring those and having chefs monitor those more closely as the food is going out to see if it needs to be reheated, or if a food is sitting up for a while, making sure to give a gentle reminder to the staff that that food needs to go out in order to reach its peak satisfaction with the customer. The third and final immediate threat to Boxcar's operation is the lack of leadership qualities in their managerial staff. When you have a lack of leadership at the top, it is going to stem down into the rest of the staff, meaning that the rest of the staff isn't going to be very charismatic about the work that they're putting in. So it's important to invest in your managerial staff and also listen to them, listen to the needs that they have. How is it that we can best help provide them the resources they need to make sure that the staff is feeling that they are ready to take on the shift that they have ahead of them? By really investing in this space, that you are going to see an immediate turnaround in your staff's quality of service, which means they're going to be performing better exterior customer service with the customers, which will help with that online reputation because more and more people are going to talk about a good experience that they had. They're going to go out and review on your website to make sure that people know that this is a place where they can come to enjoy a meal with their family or significant other, or maybe they just need some quiet time and want a nice, gentle service staff member to handle their food. Now, over the last several minutes, we've talked a lot about weaknesses and opportunities and strengths, but really we wanted to create this visual to tie it all back together so that you can see a holistic view of the strengths you have, the weaknesses or those pain points that we need to fill, the opportunities that we can take to fill some of those weaknesses, but also keeping in the back of our heads the immediate threats that pose the success of Boxcar Atlanta. In conclusion, Boxcar Atlanta can really enhance and enrich the customer experience at Boxcar by investing in a tracking platform for online and pickup orders, creating extra shifts for peak business hours that allows employees to come in and lend that helping hand, and invest in team building experiences and leadership workshops for managerial staff. It has been such a pleasure working alongside Boxcar and having the opportunity to dive a little bit deeper into Boxcar's online reputation. We are so appreciative of your business, and thank you for taking the time to hear us out on our opportunities and our solutions that we think can help better Boxcar's revenue, not only in the short term, but also in the long term. We at Felder, Wirth & Co. pride ourselves on being lifelong partners to our restaurant owners. That's why we'd love to stay in touch with you and continue to hear from you about updates on our solutions that we've provided. You can reach us via email at info@fwco.com, or you can reach us by phone by calling 404-320-2023. As a token of our appreciation for your time and partnership, we'd love to extend a free water bottle tumbler that you can see right here on our presentation. Again, we're so appreciative of your time, and I just want to say thank you so much for your partnership, and we look forward to continuous success of Boxcar and so many other partnerships that we will work on over the next several years.